Hello everybody, and welcome back to Chef Reviews, or Chef Plays Zombie Critique. And today we're talking about the Zombie Chronicles version of Moon. And we're going to do the usual pros, cons, rating, recommendation, and then call it a video. So without further ado, let's get into it. The location itself is pretty cool. I mean, you're on the moon, except for this part. That place we'll talk about later. But you're on the moon fighting zombies. Like, how much cooler can you get than that? Another pro is the astronaut that walks around. I've seen people complain about this when, I've seen people talk about this map, but I don't know. I don't mind him. He's really kind of harmless, and it's a couple bonus points when you take him out. And it seems like he has a ton of health in the beginning when you first see him, but that's because you probably only have the M1911 at that point. But later on, like, you get something pack-a-punch, or you have an assault rifle in general, it only takes a couple shots. And like I said, it's just bonus points, really, if anything. The training spots in this map are pretty solid. There's one outside this door. I don't know if you'll see it in this clip, but it's like a giant greenhouse, and it's pretty wide open, so you're able to... I think it's the most wide open area, if I'm thinking correctly, in a zombies map. And so it's pretty easy to train there. And then, on the other hand, camping spots are pretty solid. Like that room I'm in, as long as you don't open at least one of the doors, it's a fairly solid spot to camp if that's how you play. And now the overall size of the map is kind of incredible. Like, there is a lot of doors to go through and whatnot, and a lot of twisty turning tunnels, but it's a decent sized map for being Black Ops 1. Like, at that time, it felt like the maps weren't exactly compact, but they weren't, like, big either. And, like, this was the final map in Black Ops 1, so it does feel like they kind of wanted to go out with a bang, and I think they really did. No pun intended, if you know what the Easter egg does. But it was huge compared to the other maps, I think. And it was really dope to just be on the moon. I can't get over that fact enough. The final pro is the Wonder Weapon. Now, in this game specifically, I had it for about 10 seconds because I had a fire sale going and I got it out of the box and then goofed and traded it for something else. I don't remember what for. I was just trying to get a solid loadout from the box and I goofed it. But with the Wonder Weapon, it starts off like two dual-wield little guns, and if you press a button on the D-pad, they turn into one bigger, more powerful gun. And it doesn't have a ton of ammo, but it is really cool, and I think it's one of my favorite Wonder Weapons out of all of them. Probably right below Shangri-La's little whatever gun that you would call that thing. Like, I'm not even sure, but it's dope. Cons. We have the zero gravity. Now, this does kind of directly go against my pro of the location, but the zero gravity can really mess you up. I find myself getting hit more in zero gravity areas than I do in, normal gravity areas. It makes the zombies really floaty. Sometimes they'll hit things that'll make them jump like 10 feet forward, and that can kind of throw off a whole train. It's to be expected. It's on the moon. But I think it's probably my least favorite feature. That's why when I train, I do it in the greenhouse, because you don't have to deal with it there. The Nova 6 crawlers are another con for me. Any map they're on, they're going to be listed as a con, and I'll say it over and over again. I think they're annoying as it is. The death and the green poof of smoke that, like, clutters your whole screen. Like, I know this was a close spot. It does kill the zombies around it, but I don't know, it's annoying to me. And not only that, on this map they can teleport as well. So like if you're running away from them, they can like teleport in front of you, and it's aggravating. I don't care for them at all. The drills, now it's not as much of a con as the Nova because you can kind of avoid them, but at the same time they take up a decent chunk of the map when they start coming down. And they straight up will drill right into random rooms. Well, there's only like 3 rooms they do it to, but when they do it, it's like blocking. If you touch it or go a little too close to it, then it kills you. And it can just kind of slow down a route if it's right where you need it to, like, not be. No Man's Land, which is that area in the beginning, it is cool, but this also ties in with our next con. It feels a little unnecessary. With every single time you have to pack a punch, you have to go back there. And I don't know, I feel like it's, like I said, as cool as it is, it definitely feels like it puts an extra step into something that doesn't need to be there. And I get it's for Pack-a-Punch, but like it just feels a little unnecessary after a while. And to tie in with that is Jug and Speed Cola. So Jug and Speed Cola are both in No Man's Land, but every time you go there, it randomly picks which one is there. I got lucky enough in this game for it to be one after the other, but I've also had games where it does like Speed 6 times in a row, or it does like Jug 6 times in a row, and you just can't get both of them. Sometimes you can, it just takes a couple tries, and I don't know, I think that bugs me a little bit. So, with all things considered, the map isn't like absolutely terrible, but it's not, one of my favorites. I do think it's really cool. But I think there's a couple things it could have done a little better, like the Pack-a-Punch, like putting it somewhere else after you've done it a couple times. But yeah, hope you enjoyed. Hope you're having a good day. If you're watching early on, have the rest of your day. See you in the next one. Till then, keep surviving. And I would give this map an 8.5 out of 10. It's pretty solid, and I do recommend going back to it just because it can be kind of fun here and there. So yeah, till the next time. See ya.